Hey guys, today I want to review my new laptop, the ThinkPad Yoga 14. This is the 14-inch version of the popular Lenovo Yoga line, and they made a ThinkPad version of it, and this is the 14-inch version of it. They first came out with the 12-inch version, but now this is a bigger version of it. So if we compare this to my other ThinkPad, the X240, you can see how much bigger this one is. This is 14 inches compared to the 12-inch screen of my X240. And most people question, well, why would I want a tablet or convertible that's 14 inches? Because it's really big and it's heavy and stuff. Well, basically the main reason why I bought this laptop is that, well, first of all, there's not many convertibles that are this big. And this can become fully a tablet just like other yoga convertibles. And the fact that it's so big makes it good actually for viewing media and entertainment and playing games. And that's the main reason why I got it, actually. This is the only convertible on the market that has a dedicated graphics card. This ThinkPad Yoga 14 and the ThinkPad Yoga 15 both have dedicated graphics, Nvidia GeForce 840M, I believe. And they're the only convertibles that come with dedicated graphics. All the other convertibles that you see on the market, the Dell XPS 12, the Microsoft Surface, what have you, Asus and HP, they all make convertibles, but they don't have dedicated graphics. They all come with HP graphics. So yeah, let's take a look at this laptop first. First of all, this laptop, it must be mentioned when you get the ThinkPad Yoga 14, there might be some manufacturing defects with it. Mainly that when it runs on battery power and you pick it off the ground, sometimes it might automatically shut off, and this is a defect that might come with some ThinkPad Yoga 14 models. Like mine came with it, but some other people have a perfectly well-functioning models. But since mine is refurbished, it comes with more issues than non-refurbished products, obviously. So don't take this as a sign of bad quality or anything. It's just that some of the ThinkPad Yoga comes with these problems, and I actually had to take off the back cover and solder one of the switches together to actually make it work. You can actually find this online. Whenever you take the back cover off, there's a switch on one of these sides that controls, I think it was the side that controls, that automatically shuts down the laptop when it's not depressed, and this is just for maintenance thing. And unfortunately, when they manufactured this, they didn't make the switch big enough, so it wouldn't depress all the time. So I had to actually pull off the back cover and then solder two of the switches together. Just put two blobs of solder on it, and then it fixed the issue. But anyways, I hope that doesn't happen to some of you guys who have this notebook, just it happened with me. And actually moving on to the notebook itself. This notebook is about 4.2 pounds. It's the category average for a 14-inch notebook. It's heavy, but it's not that heavy. It's not like a 15-inch, 17-inch notebook, so it's not like a heavy gaming notebook or whatever. I mean, 4.2 pounds is definitely heavy for an Ultrabook, but it's not heavy for a 14-inch. It's about the category average for that. So it's got this one link dock connector, and this is also the charging port. It uses a standard Lenovo charging cable here, which is really cool because I can use my other ThinkPad charging cables with it. It's all standard, so it uses the same one. It also has a one link dock here, so you can use that for expansion. And it comes with 3 USB ports. It comes with one on this side, and then 2 more on this side. So 3 USB ports, audio jack, micro SD card slot over there, and then on the right side, it has a power button on the side because it can convert into a tablet. That's why it's on the side. 2 volume switches, again, because it can be in a tablet in a rotation lock, because it automatically rotates when you flip into portrait mode or landscape mode. And then a full-size HDMI, which is always nice. No display port. So this notebook, even though it's a ThinkPad, it's not as business-like as my other ThinkPads, like my X240, for example. This is the real business notebook because it has a SIM card slot, a full-size Ethernet jack, a full VGA port, and a micro display port, mini display port there. So that's more suited for business use. Whereas this one, you have to use an HDMI to VGA converter or HDMI to DisplayPort converter if you want to work with some of your business accessories like VGA projectors or whatever. As for this touchpad, it's very controversial that Lenovo made these buttonless trackpads, and not many people like it. And I personally find that these ones are not as good as the ones with the physical buttons, so you can use the track point with the physical buttons. It's better. So for the new models, the 2015 models, Lenovo actually switched back to the physical buttons. So when you buy a new ThinkPad, it'll have the physical buttons again, which is good. I mean, the buttonless ones is kind of a pain to use sometimes. It's not really accurate. And yeah, this is a full HD screen, a full HD touchscreen. So that's pretty good. The colors are really nice, and I like the display. It's high resolution, so you have a good amount of space for viewing stuff. Good PPI in this. It's pretty slim. I would say it's actually slimmer than my 12-inch. Yes, it is. Okay. So if you compare this to my 12-incher, it is actually slightly thinner. And this being a 14-inch is pretty impressive. So yeah, this being a ThinkPad Yoga, the cool thing about it is that it has this technology where the keys actually retract when you flip the display back. This is something that's not in the normal Yoga models, not in the IdeaPad Yoga model lines. This is only the ThinkPad Yoga lines that they put this feature. So if you flip the screen back like this, you can see the keys actually physically retract back into the casing. So now you can see the casing is actually retracted like this. The buttons are retracted, and so they can't be depressed when you're holding it, which is really nice. And also they don't hurt the keys when you put it flat on the bottom like this. So you put it into stand mode. They call it stand mode. When you put it into stand mode, the keys don't get depressed, and that basically saves the keys from having like damage on them or scratches or something. So that's pretty good. And this is stand mode. You can put it like this, and then this is tent mode, which I don't use very often, but they advertise this as well. The tent mode, basically it's stand mode, except you would flip it over, and this would be comfortable if you're viewing it in your lap, in an airplane seat or whatever. You would use tent mode, and it's slightly more convenient. And then you have the full tablet mode right here, where you fully rest the lid back against the back, and you have full tablet mode. So this is the Yoga convertible. And the cool thing about this is not only the lift and lock keyboard, but the fact that it's 14 inches makes it really good for viewing movies and playing games. So let me show you how that's like. Okay, let's start up here. So I'm going to just show you just playing a game with this using the dedicated graphics Nvidia chip. And I'll put it into stand mode so you can see just how much better that is. This comes into one configuration right now. It comes with a 1 terabyte rotating hard drive, unfortunately, but it's 1 terabyte, and I wanted a lot of space, so that's fine. And a Core i5 processor, so it's not an i7, but it's not like a mobile processor either. It has enough power to handle everything. The battery life is not that great, but considering it comes with dedicated graphics, I guess that's to be expected. And yeah, I have a lot of games here, so I'm just going to pick one to run. I'm going to pick BioShock Infinite. Okay, so I'm going to launch BioShock so you can see exactly how I use it. Okay. So I'm actually using this with a controller. You can use this with a mouse and keyboard, obviously, but I'm using it with the Nvidia Shield as my controller, and I can show you guys how to do that in another video. But basically I can use this as my controller. I can move the Nvidia Shield and it can act as my main controller, and I'll show you guys in another video how to do that. But anyways, this game, playing games and viewing movies and stuff, the convertible form factor is pretty nice, because if you put into stand mode like this, the distance between this display and you is much closer. So you don't have to deal with the keyboard being in front of you when you play a game or watch a movie. The fact that the display is so much closer to you means that you can also enjoy it a lot more playing with the controller or something. That's one of the reasons I chose the ThinkPad Yoga 14, because it has a dedicated graphics card and it has a convertible mode, so I can view it in the stand mode without the keyboard being physically in front of me, so it doesn't have as much distance between me and the display, which is really good for entertainment and playing games. So I see, like right now, it's more intimate than having a keyboard in front of me like this. You could play like this. This is the traditional way of playing a laptop, right? Playing games on a laptop is having a keyboard in front of you using a mouse. But I prefer to use it in stand mode and using a controller instead. It just feels more intimate to me. Alright, so using my Nvidia Shield as a controller, it's pretty good. All the controls work well, it matches up.
Someone there?
Okay, so I'm playing Bioshock Infinite using my Nvidia Shield as a controller, using the ThinkPad Yoga. As you can see, the graphics are set to high right now, and it's doing pretty well. And it's using Nvidia GeForce 840M processor, GPU on it, so it can play a lot of modern games on, I would say, medium quality settings, some on high settings like this one, but definitely on medium it'll be okay. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, anyways, you guys can see how well it runs the game. Pretty smoothly, there's no lag or anything. And the ability to use a full touchscreen like this is pretty nice. I'm going to show you another example where the touchscreen comes in handy is playing a game like Hearthstone, for example, which I play a lot. So I'm going to fire that game up. This game I don't need the controller because the screen is all touchscreen, and Hearthstone is basically a touch-based game, so it should be pretty good on this laptop.
Oh no, my God! Goodbye. No! Oh no!
She's burning with eternal hatred just for you. Please welcome Sylvanus Windrunner!
I have no time for games.
I don't have enough mana.
For Nazata. For the no!
No quarter! Please welcome the level 11 Gnoll, who became a legend in his own time, Hogger! I'll take you.
My shield for Argus!
Just attack that mini with taunt.
Where shall I strike? For the no!
For the Spartan! He's been mechanically tuned for maximum distraction! It's Full Reaper 4000!
Safety restrictions offline. Harvesting servos engaged.
Alright, so that's Hearthstone on the ThinkPad Yoga 14 with this nice convertible display and touchscreen. I'll close that. It was a little bit laggy because I have some stuff running in the background. But yeah. So yeah, that's the ThinkPad Yoga 14. It's got a nice build quality to it, as with all the other ThinkPads. It's got a nice magnesium shell here, so it holds up to damage well, and it's really durable. And it's got this little track point nub in the middle if you want a second pointer, and a really nice, good quality keyboard as well. That's probably the best in the business. And it's cool as that it's retractable too, so it doesn't damage your keys when you convert it. And yeah, right now this along with the Yoga 15 is the only convertibles on the market that have dedicated graphics. So if you want to play games, then this is pretty much the only convertible you can get. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments about this computer. You can get it online right now for less than $1,000 refurbished, and I think it's a pretty good deal at that price. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or comments about this computer, or any of the videos, questions about the videos. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, how's it going? Tong here. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to stream gameplay from your laptop or computer to your Nvidia Shield without having a GTX series graphics card, and how to make your Nvidia Shield act as a controller to your laptop as a game controller. So when I first bought this laptop, the ThinkPad Yoga 14, it came with a Nvidia GeForce 840M graphics card, and I thought that was good enough to game stream to my Nvidia Shield. But as it turns out, you have to have a GTX series graphics card to game stream to your Nvidia Shield. So I think this is a ploy by Nvidia. It's not really necessary, because the 840M is already pretty good. It can play a lot of games on medium and sometimes high settings as well. So I don't know why you need a GTX series graphics card to game stream, but I think it's a ploy by Nvidia to sell more of their GTX series graphics cards. So okay, so I had to find a way to game stream without having a GTX series graphics card. So I did a little bit of digging around, and it turns out there's a pretty good way to do it, and I'm going to show you guys how. So first of all, you have to download a couple of applications on your Nvidia and your computer. So on your computer, you have to search for this application called APC Gamepad. I'm going to actually flip this laptop around so you can see it better. So it's called APC Gamepad, and you click the one that says APC Gamepad Silent Designs. It's a Google site, and once you arrive here, it's a website made by someone who developed an application to make your Nvidia work as a controller for your PC, a game controller. So once you come to this website, it has all the links to download all the drivers and stuff. So you need to set up a few things first. So first of all, you need to, the instructions are all on this website, but to go through it, first you have to install SlimDX. So you have to download that, get the .NET 4.0 file version, download that. So that's pretty much straight up just installing it. And the second thing you have to do is to download and run VJoy, which creates a virtual joystick on your PC. So once you download VJoy, the link is on here. You install it in your applications folder. So I'm gonna show you guys. It's gonna be on, I think the program files. It's gonna be in your program files, VJoy. So you click on the x64 version, and in this folder, there's a file called VJoy.conf. This configures VJoy. So you run that. Okay. So then it asks you to configure it. So it has a diagram on here that shows you the settings in here, but I'll show you basically it's pretty easy. All you have to do is make sure the V slider and U slider is not checked. Those don't need to be checked. The POVs, click it to 1. So set POVs to 1 and number buttons to 10. Alright, so number buttons 10, POVs 1, and click OK. Okay, so that's done. So that step is done. You download VJoy and configure it. The next thing to do is to set up the server, the APC Gamepad server. And you can do that. Once you download, the link is right here. So the link is right here to download the PC app for APC Gamepad. So once you download it, I have it downloaded right here. Okay, it's started up. Okay, and once VJoy is configured, this will make sense. But right now it starts up the Gamepad server on here. And what you have to do basically is on your Nvidia Shield, you have to download an app that's also the APC client basically. This is the server and you have to download the client app on your Nvidia Shield. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna search for APC. Okay. And it's called APC Gamepad. You have to just be more exact about it. Okay, here it is. So find APC Gamepad by Silent Designs and install it. In my case, I already have installed, so I'm just going to open it. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is switch input, and then you switch it to APC Gamepad. If you can't see it, then you go to select methods, and then you'll find APC Gamepad. Make sure that that's selected. You can go back, and then put in your PC address here. So how do you find your PC address? Well, basically, you have to find your local IP here. And how you do that is open up the command line. Okay, so open up your command line and then type in ipconfig. Okay, once you have your ipconfig, if you guys can see it easier here. Okay. Okay, so basically I have my IP address here. At this point this will change, but if you see your IPv4 address, it's 192.168.1.105 for me. So what I'm gonna do is use that IP address on my Nvidia Shield. So I input 192.168.1.105. That's the IPv4 address, and then click start and it'll connect. And once it's connected, you'll see on the Gamepad server here, it says status receiving. So you press a button here, and then you should see that all the buttons are working. So once you click the right buttons on your Nvidia Shield, it will basically detect that on the server. So it detects that I'm clicking all the buttons right here. Everything's working. Okay, good. So now your Nvidia Shield can be used as a controller for your PC, as a game controller for your PC, which is cool. It's basically like having an Xbox 360 controller. So this is the other thing. And then you have to download another thing, which is the Xbox 360 emulator app. So if you go down here, there should be another link. Okay, that's right. So Xbox 360 CE. So there's another link for installing the Xbox 360 controller emulator on your computer, and you have to do this to run some of the other games. If you want to control a lot more games, you have to be able to do this as well. So once you download that, you go to Xbox 360 CE. There's a 64-bit version and a 32-bit version, so it depends what kind of games you're running, but most games are going to be 32-bit. So you open up this Xbox 360 controller emulator here. Okay, so once you have this, basically it will detect VJoy, which is configured by your APC Gamepad. So since you have APC Gamepad configured, it detects it. And then the Xbox 360 emulator will also detect it. And then you had to set trigger axis 6, trigger axis 3, and then for controller 1. And there is actually a screenshot here. Yep, there's also a screenshot on the webpage, so you can see how you're supposed to set it. And then you click save. Okay, and then it creates these two files called x360ce.init and xinput1_3.dll. And what you want to do is copy these two files into the folders of every game that you want to be able to control. So in my case, I have a lot of Steam games. So I just go into Steam. Okay, so I go into Steam apps, common. Okay, and there are all the folders of the games that I have installed on my Steam, which is a lot. And I just, if I want to play a game using my controller, I just put it here. So if I want to run Duke Nukem Forever, then I go into System, and the executable of the game is here, and I put in the same folder as the executable. So I just copy and I paste it here, so you can see it down here. Xbox 360 CE and xinput1c.dil is copied over. That's good. Fallout New Vegas, same thing, it's copied over. And the other game I'm going to show you today is Just Cause 2, which I also copied into the same folder as the executable. Okay, so now that that's set up, then you can run the game. So I'm going to show you guys Fallout New Vegas running. Okay. And there's one other thing that you need to install for streaming. Okay. There's another app that you guys need to install to stream the game to your Nvidia Shield, and it's called Splashtop. So just Google Splashtop. Okay. Okay, so once you have Splashtop set up, you go to the website, you download the streamer, and then you download, you download the streamer, and then you run the streamer, which looks like this. Once you run the streamer, it looks like this, and you have it activated basically. So once you run it, then it's on your computer and it's on your system tray and it's active. And then you need to install that app on your Nvidia Shield as well. So if you go into the Play Store, I'm gonna search for, and this part is a little bit confusing because there's so many versions here. But basically, some people say you had to run the THD version, but I'm fine with just the remote version. So this is Splashtop 2 Remote Desktop. Just install this one, it's free. So this is free, you install it, and once you install it, you just run Splashtop here, and it's Splashtop Personal. Okay, that's fine. Once you run this, you can run your game basically. So first, let's run the game. Because I have it running already, okay. But you have to make sure that the game is actually played in windowed mode, because Splashtop doesn't work, it doesn't stream to the Nvidia Shield if it's not in windowed mode. If it's full screen, then you have to make sure you have to calibrate it to be in windowed mode, and most games allow for this. There's an option to run it in a windowed mode. Okay, so this is Fallout New Vegas running on my computer. Okay, right now I can control it with my Nvidia Shield. I can control it. Okay, so as you can see, the controls on my Nvidia Shield right now works with my computer because I set it up using the APC gamepad. So right now the controller on my Nvidia Shield works fine. So I'm gonna do this. I can just the controls all map correctly. So because I used the Xbox 360 emulator to already map the controls, and I copied the configuration files over, so that's already all mapped. Okay, so now the game is loaded, and you can see that I can control the game, and it's pretty smooth. There's no lag or anything. I can control the game pretty smoothly using my Nvidia Shield. So right now I use my Shield, I can control it, I can, all the controls are here. Can equip a weapon. Okay. Okay. Okay, anyways, I can equip a weapon, I can jump, I can do everything basically. Use VATS, it's all here. So all the controls map up pretty good. So the other thing is, how do I, now that I have my Nvidia Shield working as a controller, how do I get it streaming to my Nvidia Shield if I want to play it from the living room or something, or my bedroom? How do I do that? Well, now you have Splashtop. So you just click on Splashtop, and then you click on Remote Desktop to connect to my PC. Okay, and the first time it runs, it may display this green screen here, but that's fine. Just restart it again, just reconnect again, and the second time it will work. Okay, now Splashtop Streamer says I'm connected, accessed by Android. It should say accessed by Android Shield. Yep, so now it says accessed by Android Shield in my computers there. Okay, and now I don't even need my computer anymore because it's running on my Nvidia Shield. So you can see it's running right here. All the controls are mapped and working. There might be a little bit lag depending on your network settings. Depending on the speed of your network, I mean, it might be laggy, but it works fine. For me, it's fine enough. Obviously, it's more smoother on the PC, but you can see it clearly. You can play it here. I can actually kill this guy here. Okay, I got people shooting at me now. I can equip something else, incinerator. Maybe revolver's fine. Even a flamer is nice. Okay, Magnum. Kill my little follower guy here. I'm not gonna save this game, obviously. But just for fun, I'm gonna kill him. And fight these little robots. They're all dead. Okay, but yeah, this is Fallout New Vegas, and you can play pretty much any game that you can play on Steam or on your computer. Basically, just copy the configuration files from the Xbox stuff, and any game that supports the Xbox 360 controls should work with your Nvidia Shield. And yeah, that's that. And quit. Okay. So that's Fallout New Vegas on the Nvidia Shield. And the sound from the game is actually coming from the Nvidia Shield speakers, not from the PC. So it actually comes from the Nvidia Shield speakers, so when you stream it to your Nvidia Shield using Splashtop, so that way you don't have to rely on your computer speakers. Just go straight to your Shield. Alright. The cool thing about Duke Nukem is that you can do all these little things like take a piss in a urinal, for example. And you might not be able to do that in other games, but in Duke Nukem Forever or in 3D, yeah, you can do that stuff. I believe you can also get like a piece of crap from the toilet and throw it around, but I'm not going to do that. I can try my hands a little bit. I'm going to take one of these markers and like write my name. This is my initials. TZ. Okay, TZ's here. Erase some of this stuff. Turn up the volume on this a little bit.
And at least one of his balls. Go get him, Duke. You got this.
Get to face the big boss. Alright.
It's down to you and me, you one-eyed freak.
Okay, anyways, that's Duke Nukem Forever. Streaming to the Nvidia Shield. Alright, and I'll show you one more game. A third-person shooter. Let's do Just Cause 2. And remember, I copied all the Xbox 360 configuration files in here already, so. This is also one of my favorite games, and they're coming out with Just Cause 3 soon, which is pretty exciting. I like open world games like Sleeping Dogs, Saints Row 4, 3 and 4, Grand Theft Auto. Like all these games allow you to do like a bunch of things in open world setting, sandbox setting, and basically cause destruction and mayhem. It's awesome. I'm waiting for the next Sleeping Dogs. I hope they release another one. Okay.
The hostiles have deployed breaching charges. If they get inside, plain as toast. Disarm them.
Okay, let's here. I think I have my settings turned up to high on this game, which is why it's a little bit laggier than usual. But if I turn it down to low, it might be better. Yep.
You can always grapple hook your way up these towers.
He's got away!
It's actually lagging on my computer, so I think that's because I have a bunch of stuff running in the background. But yeah, that's Just Cause 2 on my PC and also on my Nvidia Shield. And yeah, basically all you have to do, there's 3 things you have to do. You have to install the APC Gamepad app on your Android and the computer. Second thing is to configure VJoy and Xbox 360 CE. And the third thing is install Splashtop on your computer, Splashtop Streamer on the computer, and Splashtop app on here so you can stream to your Nvidia Shield. And that's it. I'm gonna exit here. Okay. Okay, and all the controls, they map fine. And yeah, that's how you get, and yeah, that's how you get games to stream to your Nvidia Shield and also use your Nvidia Shield as a controller for your PC. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, then let me know. And thanks for watching.